thanks for joining us again on Conversation, the program that ensures that we get to do things right, we get to do things the way it should be done, and we speak loud as well as you speaking loud through the iPad for us. Today we're looking at something that a lot of people will say, okay, it's good, okay, but I don't have time, okay, but it's difficult, okay, something, one thing or the other. What am I talking about? Is weight management, the healthy one, especially for the ladies who think they're very busy. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm not alone on the show. I have people who are fanatics. Yes, they are very fanatical about these things in the studio. Some of them are actually gone to school like 8 years, spent trying to find out how to do it right. But let me start by you introducing yourself.
Hello, I'm Tokumbogiwa Amu, and I love to work out.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell them it's you. She's very fanatical about it. And you?
Hello, good morning. My name is Felicia Ode. I am very conscious of weight.
You have to be because you're a nurse. Alright.
Okay, I'm Dr. Mbamalu Chibike. I'm an exercise expert.
Okay, so this year, so that means we're all balanced. He'll be telling us all the things we're wrong, and some of us who think that we're too old to exercise, I think we should look at this feature put together by our winning team. Alright, even as you watch now, you can actually exercise. I mean, you can carry your dumbbells and go like that as you're listening to us. Doctor, there's a dumbbell here. Okay. I can actually do that. And then as we are listening to our conversation, you can do things like that or walk on the... I see, when I say she's fanatical, I thought I was joking. No, she's already moving.
Keep moving. Don't just sit still.
Alright, so how many times do you work out in a week?
Wow, at least 4 times, mostly 5 times.
Mostly 5 times.
Mostly 5 times, yes.
Alright, and for how long?
An hour and a half.
That's 90 minutes. That's long.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's good.
It's minimum.
Yeah, minimum of 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay, minimum of
Moderate
30
intensity
minutes.
aerobic exercises, minimum.
Minimum.
So you can do an hour, you can do, depending on what your body is telling you. So whenever you exercise, you listen to your body. Very important.
There you go.
When your body is talking, this thing you said is important to me.
Yeah.
When your body is talking to you about exercise, which language does it speak? How does it talk? How do I know I'm not being lazy? That's what I mean.
Okay. Once you start exercising, if you're feeling dizzy, your body is talking to you. If you're feeling body aches, your body is talking to you. Whenever you adopt any wrong exercise, your body can talk to you through pains. So you need to listen attentively.
It's important you're saying this because sometimes if you haven't exercised for a long time, or you're a first timer in a gym or a workout environment, there's always this pain. The worst is, have you tried stomach? The abs.
That one is totally different. That one is called DOMS. Delayed onset muscle soreness.
Wonderful.
When you are talking about DOMS, you don't feel it when you are just starting the exercise. It's when you finish exercising, after some time, you start feeling it. But there are things that you can do to prevent DOMS from happening.
What are the things?
Okay. One, if you're talking about, if you're preparing to exercise, there are things you need to do. One is you need to first of all make sure you fuel yourself.
Fuel.
Eat light food.
Oh, really?
2 hours before exercises. Yes, 2 hours before exercises. Or you can take something like snacks that are snacks or banana, just about 30 minutes before you exercise. Then once you start exercising, you won't get tired easily. It will carry you. Because
it's good you mentioned this because some other person will go and mount one wrap of
and even when you are eating, you eat a low fiber diet, and low fat diet. Very important. So, but once you're exercising, if you don't eat, especially when you're a morning, you're always exercising in the morning. So if you wake up, it's like you fasted through the night.
Yes.
So once you start exercising and you didn't eat at all, if you start exercising at the time, you notice that you are getting tired. You might feel dizzy. You might feel dehydrated. So before you exercise, you are meant to take at least 20 ounces of water. It's about 60 cl of water.
How many ounces is this one?
It depends on how most cups are not measured. If you use CCL bottle water. If you pour it there, you'll be able to measure how many ounces.
Okay.
Then if it's difficult for you, you can use tablespoon to scoop the water into a cup.
Really?
If you get about
That's exercise on its own.
38.4, if about 39, enough is about 60
Without
cl.
cutting you short, a lot of us drink pure water in the morning. So if I take one sachet of pure water,
It's about 50. Abuja sachet water is 50 cl.
It's 50
In
cl.
some other states, you see 60 cl sachet water, so it all depends. So one sachet water is very good before you exercise, and you take it about 2 hours or even less than 30 minutes before you start exercising. That's notwithstanding, you must plan your exercise. You don't just go into exercising. You must plan what you want to do for that day. So when planning, you have to make sure you involve 4 basic forms of exercises. We have aerobic exercises. We have anaerobic exercises. We have flexibility training. We have balance training. So when it comes to aerobic exercises, it's meant to be done at least 30 minutes, moderate intensity aerobic exercises 5 times weekly.
Okay, aerobic exercise includes
treadmill, running,
Okay.
jogging, and any exercise that actually make you to a kind of gas for oxygen. That's for pants.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Treadmill is a part of it because
it's cardio.
whether I run or walk.
Even cycling. Is
Okay,
cardio.
cycling is
Yes,
good.
Yes.
Okay, what about the squatting exercises?
Squatting exercise is more of anaerobic because it lifts your body weight. It's against resistance.
Okay.
So, but when you are doing it as fast as possible, it combines both anaerobic and aerobic. You see yourself panting.
Okay. What about
So-
skipping?
Skipping is aerobic exercise.
Skipping is aerobic.
It's aerobic exercise. You see
Okay.
yourself panting. Once you skip more, your heart will start pumping more. So as I was talking about the things you do before you go into exercises, you need to do warm-up.
Right.
So under warm-up exercises, some people will go into doing static stretching. There are 2 types of stretching. We have dynamic stretching and we have static stretching.
I need you to calm down.
Dynamic
Right.
stretching,
English that we
dynamic stretching is just the kind of stretch that you can just take your hug your knee, then hug the other one without hugging it and holding for
Too long.
too long.
Right.
You can do kind of hip rotation.
Okay.
You can rotate, you can twist. You understand? So you can do ankle cycling. These are dynamic stretches.
Okay.
But static stretches is the one that you lift and hold and wait for some seconds. So that is that one is not good when you are preparing to go into exercises. So you do that after you finish exercising. Because if you decide to kind of engage yourself in static stretches before you exercise, what it will try and do is it will make sure that your joints are a bit unstable. It will make your joints a bit unstable. So, but dynamic stretches will keep you warm before you can now go into the real exercise. And that's notwithstanding, make sure you wear comfortable clothing. You can't wear jeans or the way I'm dressed now and mount on a treadmill, start jogging. It is totally wrong.
Okay.
You understand? So I can't use this clothes and start stretching. So I must make sure
It will tear.
it will tear. So there are clothing that are actually very good for it, that gives you allowance. And you make sure you wear comfortable shoes. The shoe you wear is very, very important. If you are wearing high heel, how do you go skipping? Can you wear high heel and play football?
This
not
skipping
possible.
you're talking about, so I just
not
started
possible.
learning how to skip, and you've been going on about skipping.
So
You just started learning it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I
You
just-
didn't play when you were a small girl.
Yeah, that's going to get asking. You didn't skip? No. I
Are you
didn't.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I started from 5 to 10, and they were laughing at me at my workout place.
You know,
yesterday I
when
did
I was a
200
little
skips.
girl, we played, we
205
skipped until
days,
we even
yes.
broke the
don't know.
flower verses in the parlor.
I actually
Because
played more football than skip.
skipping is very, very good because it helps
It
your
works the
bone
whole
strength.
body. They said, okay.
It helps your bone strength. It's like a weight bearing exercise. So it helps your bone, it helps your muscles, it helps your heart.
Yes.
So, like,
and it helps your Christian mother.
yes, like when you're talking about
Very necessary.
something like if you're doing physical fitness, there are basic things you target in physical fitness. You target your cardiovascular endurance. You target, that's where skipping comes in. You target your muscular strength. And you target your muscular endurance. There are two different things. That I can lift a weight doesn't mean I can lift it and hold it for 10 minutes.
Right.
That's the difference. That's where muscular strength and muscular endurance comes in. So
Muscular strength and muscular endurance. Hang on a minute. I have this thing here. I should be able to use it. Now, if I use this, like you said, if I can lift it,
yes,
that's muscular what?
that's muscular strength.
Strength.
For how long you're able to now hold this endurance.
That becomes endurance.
Yes.
Okay, I remember the youth service days. They used to call this endurance trekking.
Endurance
You know?
trekking,
Okay, I recall.
You can trek, but how long can you trek? That's where the endurance comes in.
Okay.
So,
okay.
but as physiotherapists or as exercise experts, we try as much as possible to determine what we call 10 repetition maximum. The amount of weight somebody can lift 10 times conveniently without fibrillation or fatigue. There are some exercises there are some weight that you carry that is actually above what you are meant to carry. So we first of all make sure measure the amount of weight somebody will be able to lift 10 times conveniently without fibrillation or fatigue. Any weight you are lifting and you are struggling to lift it, it is not your size.
Oh.
So you need to find your size and now engage in that. Exercises can make you, it can as well mar you.
Wow.
If you do the wrong exercise,
You're
forget
done,
it. Sorry for you. If you do the right one, then
Say she will get size. Anyway, Felicia, I don't know. Before he started talking, what do we do and what do we not do? I recall in the course of his speech, we got to where he said, when you wake up, your body talks to you. I know that generally, I don't know about other people. Every morning I wake up, I don't want to exercise. Every morning.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked that question very importantly. When do I know it's laziness talking? And when do I know it's me being sick, you know? So how do you have that feeling, and how do you manage it?
Of the truth, unlike me, I'm used to exercise.
Okay.
I have made a routine for myself. I know once I am up from my bed, there's what we experience they call basal metabolic rate, whereby the
People
body.
keep speaking English. What is that
Okay,
one? Is it personality?
this is-
We're here to speak the English.
This is the point in which the body is at total rest when you are sleeping.
Okay.
So, if you've made this routine for yourself, like she rightly says, she has been doing exercise for a period of time. When you wake up, even without being told, you know this is my routine for this morning. Like me, my weekdays, I can't do exercise. But you see, weekend, I meet up. So when I wake up in the morning, I know I am supposed to do sit-up for like 15 times. I will do sit-up for 15 times before going to shower, then leave for office and the rest. But weekends, I know that I'm supposed to
15 reps or 15 minutes or
no.
You know, like 1,
To just like that.
15.
Yes,
Isn't it too small?
250.
15 times.
At least 100.
I can't.
15 is small.
But she don't have anything to
No.
to take down. That's why.
it depends on your target.
That is just
That's
my
what I'm
own
saying. So there's
strength.
no.
It
That
depends
is
on
my
It's
your
not for your
strength.
strength. I think that's just you waking up.
Yeah.
You're not
Okay,
doing
that's
something
just waking up.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
But you see, in the evening when I'm back, I prefer evening exercise. Me as a person. So in the evening, the weather is cold. When there is no sun, you see me. I just jog around the estate, just like that. The major exercise I do in the morning is just for my tummy. When
Okay.
you see me doing that abdomen, it's just for my tummy alone.
Okay.
I try to make sure the tummy is at fit, and that is just it.
Okay. At least she's already conditioned her mind. What's your own favorite?
Abs, actually, truth. I remember a while ago, I started, like I was telling you about skipping. And when I was in school, I started with abs, and I tell them, just do 5 first, 10, 20. And I got up to doing about 250 every morning, 250 in the night. And I remember some people
That's
were teasing me.
500.
Yes, but that's in the day. So one day they were teasing me, Tokumbo, we think you're doing something, you're doing 250 sit-ups. Beyonce does 500. I'm like, what? Challenge. And so I started to do 500 sit-ups, but now I don't do that much anymore. I just do my 250 in the mornings, you know. I mean, I had said I work out, and I can work out 6 times a week, but usually I like to work out 5 times a week. And when you were talking about different types of exercises, so from time to time, I change my routine. I get bored. Like you said, I don't really love to exercise, but I have to exercise. So, so when I wake up in the morning, even if my body is talking to me sometimes, I can't understand why I'm not going to work out. So today I'm coming here. I made up my mind. I'm not working out today, so I work out double against today's own. So different things that we do, condition yourselves. I'm not a morning eating person. Everybody has told me about that. And I don't understand how they say eat banana before you work out. I probably will throw up or something. and then, but I'm getting used to drinking water now.
Yeah.
But so we try to that eating thing. So to say breakfast is the most important meal.
Most important meal, yeah.
If I eat in the morning, I eat the whole day. I'll be hungry every hour or every other hour.
Are you
every
serious?
Yes, I don't know how come. So it's probably maybe I conditioned myself to that.
Yeah.
But eating in the morning scares me.
Wow.
Yes.
Anyway, I more like go with him.
It's natural. This is the healthy thing to do, the right thing to do. Yes.
I go
So
more
don't
with
listen
him,
to me.
you know.
Please.
I probably may not do dinner. I always consciously ask myself to eat at night. You know, once it's 7, my stomach starts shutting down on its own. So anything I don't get to eat, like yesterday, I was busy. I didn't get to eat on time. When I brought out the food to eat around 8, I couldn't ingest, so I let it go.
Wow.
You know, but in the morning, in fact, I wake up hungry.
Really?
Yes, when I'm saying my morning prayer, sometimes the smell of food in my dream is interfering. That's how bad it is. So I wake up to go and do that food.
Wow.
But I know that you do 5 times, I do 7 times a week.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I try to do like 2 hours. Seriously. And
we can see. We can see.
the thing is, like I told you, no, I'm just 15 going to 16. I don't know where you go 19 from. Anyway, the thing about it is, like I said earlier, my brain will always tell me you're tired. But I found out that if I don't get to do it, I end up sad.
Yeah.
And I end up not as productive as I want to be.
That's it.
You know, so I start off small. I could be wrong, I don't know. But everywhere is exercise for me. I wake up, you know, on the bed. The first 5 minutes, I'm rotating my feet. I'm talking to myself.
That's part of my routine.
That's part of your own routine. And I'm doing like this on my bed, you know, trying to ask myself to get up. Eventually, when I do, I don't start to exercise immediately. Sometimes you're tired to play, you know, do those long prayers. I play my music, you know, gospel worship songs, and then I start dancing slowly. And I tell myself, okay, you're just going to dance for 10 minutes. You're going to dance for 30 minutes. But before I know it, I end up doing that thing for 1 hour. Because I'll do that dancing, do my cleaning, and do my cooking at the same time. By the time I'm done, it's almost like 1 hour, 1 hour plus.
Okay, you're dancing while doing those.
Yes, when I'm cooking, I dance. You know, when I'm cleaning the floor, I dance. Everything I do, I dance.
Yeah.
You know, but I wear my pouch. You know, so like you see this morning, this is my.
Wow.
You see already it's 82 minutes because I had to hurry to come out here, so the time got shortened. So there is 82 minutes, and then how many calories? 150. 1,500. Okay, 1,532 calories. Yes. No, I have a target really. In a day, I don't do less than 200 calories because I do a lot of liquid calories. So because of that, I do a lot of liquid calories. Natural and synthetic is not very healthy, right? And I'm saying this on topic.
We'll still come to that.
So because of that, I am, you know, higher. But speaking of that, I want to know really. Some people will tell you she's too young to exercise. I see a lot of fat children, you know. Some people will say she's too old to exercise. She's too slim to exercise. Is there anybody who should not exercise?
Okay. There is nobody that has any reason not to exercise. So, right from being a child, a kid, you grow even to your teenage life, you grow even to your adult life, then becomes an elderly, you become an elderly, at every stage of life, you must exercise. From 3 to 5 years, being a kid, just being a kid is enough exercise.
They're running around.
They will be running around, jumping around, climbing different places.
They do the
So
exercise more than us.
they exercise, and they
He will
require.
talk because he's passed through that stage.
So they require at least 1 hour every day
Play.
of play. That is enough exercise for them. So the only thing is I need to supervise them and make sure they don't get themselves injured, because they will be climbing, they will be doing different kinds of things that you'll be imagining, how did this child able to do this kind of thing. So you can't allow them to climb a tree and jump down.
Right.
But they can be climbing some small and be jumping. It helps their bones, it helps their muscles, it helps their heart health, it helps their lungs. So allow them to play. So I'm not a fan of, whenever I see parents that usually restrict their children from exercising, from playing, I don't feel happy,
Can I
because
say
it does
something?
not help their mental.
While you're talking,
their
this,
mental
remember
state.
when you have children, and doing this, like stretching them, and you're stretching them, you're working up every part of their body. So, like I say, some people say, no, don't do that to my child, but that's all part of strengthening the child, and it's the exercise that you're doing. And even when they cry, opening up their lungs, it's exercise for them as well. You know, so, and then of course, as we grow older, no matter how old you are, in your 80s, they'll tell you, walk around, even if it's just in your parlor.
So, as a teenager, maybe between 6 and 17 years, they need to engage in some exercises that are fun to them. If they love playing soccer, they should go and play soccer. It's an exercise. If they love playing table tennis, encourage them. Then by the time they get to 20, that is the foundational state of somebody trying to inculcate or develop an exercise habit. If you miss it at the age of 20 and you become old, it will be difficult for you to relearn or learn how to exercise. In Igbo proverb, they say that you don't learn how to use left hand at old age.
Yes.
So start from the young age and start exercising. Develop that habit to be very nice for you. From 30 years, you notice that aging has started.
Really?
Yes, your bone density begins to depreciate.
You will start losing some muscle mass. You start losing some muscle mass. So that 30, make sure you engage in different forms of exercises, including flexibility, balance training, strength training, and as well aerobic cardio health. Very important. So by 40, it will be getting done on you that, wow, I don't think I'm as strong as I used to be.
Yes.
And people usually do aerobic exercises and forget about anaerobic exercise, which is strength training. Some people do that and forget about flexibility. So, but even as the people that are from 6 years to 17 years, they still require some daily exercises, at least 1 hour. Then by the time they get to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and above, they require at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercises. Very, very important for them. Then they require to be doing flexibility training. If they're up to 70, it's even advisable if you can do your flexibility stretches every day. Do it. Because at 40, one of the things, that's when they start developing, the body start adjusting to develop non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes, arthritis, even back pain, osteoporosis, cancers of different types. So at 40 is the paramount time for you to be very exercise conscious and know whatever you are doing. At that 40, you started losing muscle mass. You started losing some muscle properties, like the muscle properties include elasticity, extensibility, excitability, and contractility. So at 40, you have already some elasticity. Muscles are no more very elastic. So by that time, since you are losing muscle mass, your metabolic rate drops, because the muscle mass that are meant to feed on, you are losing it already, and depreciating. So by the time you eat, you notice that and then apart from that, your hormones in your system are dropped. They will drop. So once the hormones in your system drop, the digestion, the fluid absorption in your around your gastric area will reduce. So you will now eat and it will be retained. That's why most people, if you see some young guys, at 30 their tummy is flat. But by the time they get to 40, you start seeing them that they're getting, their tummy is actually getting large because the metabolism has already dropped. So once you eat, it stores. Once you eat, it stores. So whatever you eat as from 40, you need to be very careful. It's one of the big mistakes that people do. Before they exercise, they feel like it's time for them to take soda.
Yeah,
It's like
energy drinks or something.
it can be energy drink, carbonated drink. That is one of the wrong habits people indulge in. Once you take it, what it does is that it's due to the fact that the mineral or the soda is high in carbohydrate. It contains over 10% of carbohydrate. You know, there are what we call sports drinks. Those sports drinks are about 6 to 8. They are well formulated. It's about 6 to 8% of carbohydrate, and which is the maximum amount that encourages fluid absorption in your stomach, and it helps in gastric emptying. But a situation whereby you take carbonated soda, once you take it, what it does is that due to the fact that it's high in carbohydrates and it is carbonated, you notice that you are having bloated stomach. It reduces the fluid absorption in your system, thereby making you to be dehydrated.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
And once if you want to go and exercise and you take it,
You're
you are dehydrated. Your chances of you feeling dizzy is very high.
Right, I'm not cutting you short really, but let's quickly take a break. When we come back, a whole lot to learn. I think he's even changing the whole thing for us. Let's go on this break.
We want to talk about rights, there are obligations. I'm not saying that this government is a saint, it's very far from it. But there are things that we can do to make it better, and that's the challenge I'm throwing to you. You don't want to build this nation? I don't know where else you want to go. If I had a choice, I'll come back. When I stand outside and I hear what you have to say about this country that I know that I can die for as one, then I'm really sad because you're young. You have education. You have tools. You have a huge future ahead of you. And you're condemning yourself before you started on that journey. So please don't do that. Please don't.
All right, it's conversation still on, and the beauty of the program is that the conversation is both in-house and behind the camera. Some people are writing in. Let's quickly take the most we can, and this is a question. I am 60 years old. What type of exercise should I do daily, and how long or hours? This is a regular Elder Abuchi, in the local government area in Abia State.
Okay. Just like I said, once you're aging, you need to involve the 4 forms of exercises, which include strength training, cardiovascular exercise that helps your heart health, like cycling, walking. For 60 years old person, I don't encourage the person to start jogging because the bones might be a bit osteoporotic. So if the person is jumping like a 5-year-old child, the chance of the bone breaking is very high. So avoid that. Just be doing brisk walking.
For how long?
Brisk walking, that's 30 minutes.
30 minutes minimum.
Okay. Moderate intensity aerobic exercises. I don't encourage very elderly people to go into vigorous intensity aerobic exercises.
Like skipping.
Squash?
Squash is good. I'm talking about the one like playing football.
Okay.
running marathon.
What's the person looking for?
so the
Most
person,
can even
so
carry it safe.
so talking about
So
the
you're
four,
saying that 60 is already elderly, you shouldn't come here.
you shouldn't be jogging. You shouldn't just avoid it. If
Just
you
walk.
be doing brisk walking, it will help. You get the same result. You understand?
Result.
You get the same result. Then two, the person can involve in using dumbbell to exercise. At 60, you need to be strengthening doing about 8 to 10, 10 to 12 of your muscle groups. Like give me dumbbell. If I want to do this exercise, this works on my elbow flexors, which is my biceps. If I do this, it works on my elbow extensors, which is my triceps.
Right.
That's the Christian mothers.
Yes. So if I go this way, it works on my shoulder abductors. If I go this way, it works on my shoulder adductors. If I go this way, it works on my external rotators. If I go this way, it works on my internal rotators. So each of these muscles I'm mentioning are each muscle group. So as an elderly person, you need to be strengthening about 10 to 12 of your muscle groups. Then you need to be doing at least 10 to 12 repetitions. 10 to 12 repetitions. For a young adult can do 8 to 10, strengthen 8 to 10 muscle groups and 8 to 10 repetitions. But the people that require those strength training most are the elderly. Very important. So as the question still goes, other exercises that the person can do, balance training. At 60, you notice that you're no more as balanced as you used to be. When we were small, we usually do walking on a straight line, call it and then walk. When last did you do it? we do backward steps. Then Michael Jackson usually dance.
Yes.
You understand? Now, when last did you do it? These are balance training exercises. We do side walk. We do either to the left or to the right. We do backward step. We stand on one leg. These are balance training.
Remember, you stand on one leg, the other one goes like that, and
So you check when last did you do it? So once you are approaching 60, you notice that your balance, you're losing your center of gravity. Any slightest push, you can fall. So you need to inculcate balance training exercises in your regimen. You need to inculcate, since like I told you, at 40, you've already started losing elasticity, the muscle property of elasticity. So you need to be doing stretches that can help to improve your muscles to be very elastic. Because the chances of you having injury is very high. But when doing stretches, you don't go to the end range as an elderly person. Just you maintain what you can bear. Very important. So I've mentioned aerobic exercises like walking, brisk walking, very important. Cycling, very important. Stationary cycle, not carrying a normal bicycle and go to the express. They will hit you down. So get a stationary cycle or go to the gym. Try to use stationary cycle. Or you can even do swimming. Swimming encompasses both
all of it.
aerobics and anaerobics. Very important. So
All right, so let's. I hope that question is answered for people between the ages of 60 and above. You heard that, and a pregnant woman is asking. She says she's 30 years old, and she's pregnant. What kind of exercise can she do?
You know, I was going to talk about that even without the question coming.
You answer that.
because you make excuses when you're pregnant. But I remember with my first pregnancy when we went for antenatal class, and this is in Nigeria, not even abroad. After they talked to us about pregnancy, they made us exercise. So like you're talking about aerobics and anaerobics exercise, we exercise. You know, you do the stretches. We did, and in fact, that was how I found out we could do abs workout with pregnancy. No matter
You
how
didn't
far.
abort the baby.
that's
No.
in the first trimester.
No, up until because I mean I was even in school when I was pregnant, and my tummy was this big.
Yeah.
But you would do the come up. You're only doing halfway anyway. You're not coming.
Okay.
You know, so you can exercise, and there are different things
Very
you can do the standing balancing exercises that he talks about. So there's no excuse whether you're pregnant, unless as otherwise
Advised by the
advised
doctor.
by your doctor, definitely. But once you find that you're fine, and immediately you give birth,
You start.
Okay. Let me.
She's a nurse and she wants to say something.
Yes, concerning the pregnant women, you know, when they come for antenatal, we have different form of exercise for them, and that is why before you go for your palpation, you take them out.
The palpation too is a form of exercise as
It's
well.
just to see how you turn the baby to make sure the baby is lying where it's in a very normal position.
Okay.
At times, I'll tell you that your baby is not properly positioned. You see us trying to palpate to move, move the baby and the rest. So, like a lot of women, when they come for this antenatal, when you tell them, oh yeah, stand up, we'll carry them, walk around, you sing for them, you'll be dancing, moving is a form of exercise. Then when you are at home, you don't just need to stay one place. Because your husband got you a car, you just want to get something in the supermarket, you start driving here and there. But there are some certain exercise as a pregnant woman, we don't encourage you to do it. Like, example, you see like a 3-story building, a 4-story building, and there's an elevator. We will not start telling you start climbing. No. So they will tell you, let me do that so that my baby will come out with faster. As I won't tell you, let me tear fire, let me pound and all of those things. Your pelvic might not be that strong to hold your baby. So, but you see, short distance, you can trek to the market. It's not every time you have to start using bike, especially in your last trimester. It helps a lot, and it helps you. It helps we, the nurses and the midwife.
No, now we are talking about pregnancy. If a woman does not exercise well enough, I see when you're in labor, those nurses will tell you, wake up and walk around.
Start walking around.
What does it do for the baby?
See, I try to trace the pathophysiology for people. I tell them that if you're the type that don't do exercise, just imagine you kept something in your stomach, one place. It's not moving. It has to do with contraction. Some people will come within 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes. They are asked from the labor room because the muscles that are holding the baby together, as you do exercise in your last trimester, you see that muscles, they are breaking off. It's just like this thing is holding this flower now. As you're trying some form of exercise, they will tell you jump 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. As you're doing, those muscles, they are breaking off little by little. But whereby those muscles, they are holding the fetus together, the person that is doing exercise and her own muscles are breaking, you cannot compare with you that have been lying dormant. Don't do anything.
When is D-Day? The other person is faster.
It's faster, you understand? Your husband will pamper you, you cannot cook, you don't want to sweep, you don't want to do anything. You understand? Yeah. That is when you come for labor. Now tell you, 1 hour, be trekking, be doing this. It's not always good. And you see this deep breath in, out is very good. Even when you come to the labor room, we'll tell you, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, it helps. You see,
So that's
the person is dilating.
But if I would,
it's not good enough.
It's not good,
but
yes.
it worked though.
It helps a
But
lot.
it's not good.
It's not good, but it helps a lot. I am a testimony myself.
Okay.
Like my first son, I was still in school. I delivered at home without knowing I was in labor.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Yes, I had my baby at home. I never knew it was labor. My mother was never around. I was just struggling to tear firewood. You understand? So I tell people, look, I do pound here. I just came back from school. My mother was not around. I was just feeling I said, but the way women come to the hospital will be crying, shouting. I was waiting for that thing to happen first. When I went
But you knew something was happening.
It wasn't coming like labor.
It was coming like what?
I just felt
NLC.
like a normal pain. I was expecting that time that women, they come around shouting. I realized that my labor for my first child, my second child, there was a very great difference. At a point, I was telling my mother, next time I will come to the village to stress myself. Because I went through a lot for my second baby when I was not doing anything. But you see all those trying to pound the arm.
Yeah.
As you're going up, the baby is also, you see the baby even moving. If you do a lot of exercise, you see your baby moving. As it is moving, the muscles are cutting off from those cords that are tying the baby. You see them coming out by itself. That time we'll be checking you, you're dilating 2 cm, you're dilating 3. It will not go that way now because you've already done that on your own. Wow. So it's very good for pregnant. If you want your labor to be easy for you, do
exercise.
A lot of, especially jumping. You see, when you stand, you jump, you come down, you jump on your own. Even without you going for antenatal.
All right, so now after pregnancy, we have delivery. Now, some people will tell you, I want to have flat tummy as soon as I give birth in 2 weeks. When is the right time to really start exercising after delivery?
Okay.
And how do we go about it?
Okay. It is two things. If somebody delivers through SVD, safe vaginal delivery,
Okay.
the workout can commence as fast as possible. But when somebody delivers through cesarean section, CS, we are still nursing the wound. There is no way you can start exercising
Okay.
until the wound heals. Then you can now begin. And people that even use the stomach diddle, yes, it is good, but not to overuse it because it can as well weaken your muscles as well if you're using it for a long time. Put the muscles of your spine. Just like when we were talking about before, when somebody is pregnant, the exercises the person can do. They have two major challenges, especially in the third trimester.
The third trimester is the last
trimester.
Okay.
So when they're having chances of falling, you notice that due to the fact that the stomach is protruding, is heavy, is drawing them forward. So that time, we don't encourage people to be jogging. We can encourage you to be doing brisk walk.
Okay.
But as well, not to be kind of exercising where that is too sloppy for you, or where that is rough. So it's good to exercise on a plain ground.
Because of balance.
That is one. Two, at the third trimester, the chances of them having back pain is very high.
Even from second trimester.
Yeah. Because the weight of the baby pulls on your spine. So if it pulls on your spine, notice that some pregnant women usually have what we call increased lordosis curvature. The lumbar lordosis, the curvature at the back increases.
Doctor say it well, like in your buttocks will be higher.
Yes, it
and
will
go up.
Yes, it will be higher and go up. So there will be much gap around your lumbar spine.
Like
so
that's why you see.
Yes. So it pulls on your spine, thereby making your spine not to align well. You start having back pain. So when you are talking about exercising during pregnancy, it starts before you become pregnant. The journey begins before you become pregnant.
So can I say something about back pain? I know that they talked about pregnant women and back pain, but I realized that men have more problems with their back than women. As opposed to as you get older,
their backside is not that big. Why?
Okay.
The men, women don't really come up with back pain as they get older, but men.
Actually, they do. They do. Currently, I have about 4 women I'm managing with back pain. Men
more than as opposed to men, more than men.
No, men do have back pain.
Yeah,
but when you compare their work,
Okay.
lifting, the nature of work, if you are sitting for a long time, you are predisposing your back to pain. If you are lifting wrongly, like men usually lift so many times.
If I want to lift this, it's on the floor. How do we go about it? Could you just show us a little?
Okay, do it to me.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what I usually do, you need to squat, give space, then squat down and pick it with your back straight.
Okay. So I'm not supposed to bend down like this.
You don't need to bend down to pick
carry.
it up.
Okay. That's
Very
a
wrong.
nice one.
Very wrong.
That's a nice
The
one.
muscles of your back are not designed to lift your body weight. It is the muscles of your thigh. If you watch the way the muscles of the back are, they are very tiny. They are many but very tiny. Unlike the muscles of the thigh that are big, strong. So they can carry your body weight. So even when a biro falls, it is wrong for you to bend to pick it. You squat and pick it up.
Alright, so we squat to pick rather than bend. So okay, there are a lot of questions here. I don't know where to start from, but let's see what we can do. Somebody says here, good morning, I am 45 years old. My tummy is too big. I've tried everything to balance it, but no way. Please help me. You will have to take all of these at the same time. Let's see. I'm really enjoying the conversation this morning. Doctor in the house, I'm enjoying your conversation. Phil from Abuja. Thank you, Phil. Good morning, ma'am. Please, I'm 30 years. I love exercising, but I notice when I exercise, I eat more and crave for drinks. I do exercise 5 times a week. All right, that's our colleague. All right, so Doctor, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am 19 years old footballer. What exercise can I do to increase my speed on the pitch? Quickly, can you just put all of this probably in one or two sentences? If you
Okay,
can.
we have for the last question, so we call agility training.
Agility.
Agility.
Okay.
So they can usually have some agility aids that they use to train. Like they can have mini hurdles. So when they're running,
Okay, I see it in the stadium.
they are avoiding
run and
those
then-
hurdles. Yes, they can use mini cones placed at strategic
I
points.
see
So
some
as they're running in between.
Oh, okay.
So then cardio exercise is very, very important, like treadmill running, then even trying to kind of put the treadmill on elevation. As if you are so if you can run on a treadmill on an elevated area, remember the exercise is actually progressive. So if you're running on an elevated area, then it will help you by the time you now run on a flat ground, you'll be faster.
All right, so this person with the tummy issue,
The
is
person with the tummy issue. One, when you are looking at managing your weight or trying to kind of have a flat tummy, the journey begins with what your intake.
and the outtake?
And your outtake. So
Right.
if your intake is more than your outtake, then expect to be having protruded. If you are eating heavier at night, expect your
also-
tummy to be protruding.
All right, so Felicia.
Concerning the women that just put to bed and they're expecting a flat tummy, yes, there's what we call involution. It happens after 6 weeks. As a woman, once you put to bed, there's what they call rugi that is found in your stomach. It's supposed to make your stomach to return back to its normal position. But you see a lot of women, they don't do this exclusive breastfeeding. It's one of the major forms of you making your stomach to return
Come
back
back,
to
okay?
its normality.
Exclusive breastfeeding.
Yes.
Now, on a very parting note, what's your own word for some other ladies who are watching us? Just one word.
Enjoy what you do.
Right? Thank you very much. And if I might speak the mind of the doctors, as they tell us, for women, somebody asked a question here, but I don't have time to read it all out. You asked about exercise to firm your breast. I think the pectorals are actually the ones that will help you not to get those sisters, those lovely girls, not a sack. So do your pectoral exercises and ensure that you keep your breast firm. And whatever you do, don't forget, like we said today, exercise is for everyone. Whether you're small, whether you're big. If you want to enjoy your life at old age, it starts now. Your lifestyle is important. All right, we may just be having this again next week. I don't know. But for now, try to work out at least 30 minutes in a day for 5 days. I'll see you again. My name is Elizabeth. And again, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right.